welcome to Nerdy Jess Plans. Today, I'm going to do something a little bit different with my plan with me. I'm going to use my colored pencils to lay down the decorative foundation for the week of November 25th through December 1st, which is Thanksgiving week. I have never done anything like this before. I am a colored pencil artist. It's my favorite medium. I'm using the Polychromos colored pencils by Faber-Castell. They are an oil-based pencil, so they hold a point a lot better than, say, a Prismacolor, which is a wax-based, which is why I went ahead and decided to use this. In order to blend and do anything fancy, I'm just going to do the old school burnishing method, which all that means is that I'm using a lighter color over a darker color and pressing hard to press the pigmentation into the page, which causes it to appear like a smooth color rather than seeing little bits of the paper underneath of it. I am doing this on my regular insert that I print off at home with my LaserJet printer. It's like, I don't know, 25 pound, 28 pound paper. It is not art paper. I have no idea what to expect. One would think the intelligent thing to do would be to test it before jumping in, but hell, who cares? Let's just do this. I did go ahead and sketch out my design in pencil first. I will leave a timestamp below in the description box that will let you skip ahead if you would like to skip the speed drawing and coloring to the actual plan with me. I should warn you ahead of time that this plan with me is going to be light. I don't have a lot going on, given that it's the holiday week. All right, so why don't we go ahead and jump right in? So, man, I gotta tell you, that whole process was quite the learning curve. Um, I do know that if I'm going to continue to do this on occasion, I do need to make sure that my insert is on a more art friendly paper because it's just, I mean, it's decent quality laser printer paper, but it is definitely not made for the techniques that I was using, at least not in a booklet style. Had it just been a single sheet, it would have been fine. But having them where they rest up against one another, colored pencil is not friendly to that. And I kind of knew that going in, more than kind of. I knew that going in. My hope was is that the polychromos pencils, because they're actually oil based, would have less transfer between the pages. I also did not take into consideration that the marker would bleed through. Hobonichi paper has ruined me because I have started to take for granted that on other papers I wouldn't have those kinds of issues. So the paper is quite dirty. Outside of any ghosting or bleeding through that the pen did, I also was not careful about wiping the colored pencil dust away off of the page properly, which means that it left the page kind of dingy and marked up. When I actually do an art piece on that I'm working on as an art piece rather than just something for myself like this, then I am of course more conscientious about what happens to the dust and whatnot. It used to be. It took me several years to finally suck it up and realize how much better my work looked when I was, mindful of that. So what I decided to do is I am going to bring in some stickers that I had thought I might try to do everything without stickers. However, at this point, outside of it taking quite a long while to get this done, I also really needed to cover up some of this because otherwise I don't know if I would actually enjoy looking at the spread just because of how dingy it looks. The camera is not showing you the full extent of dinginess that has occurred due to my sloppy usage of my materials. So what I've done is received this Agenda 52 book at a planner meetup. It was part of someone's D-stash. So I've gone in there because it's a whole bunch of holiday related stuff. And I've gone in there and pulled out a few stickers. I took this emoji sticker from the Coffee Monsters Co. that says no school in combination with the fall break sticker from the agenda book. And I realized though, after laying it down and looking at it, that it was kind of an awkward space due to the difference in size between the emoji and the actual flag itself. So I do go ahead. Oh, excuse me. Oh, it's kind of late. I have to wait to do voiceovers until everybody's in bed. I apologize. So I do go ahead and remove the larger version of that emoji and pull out a smaller one. That's one of the things I like about the Coffee Monsters Co. sheets. Some of the sheets offer multiple sizes on one sheet, which for someone like me who flips back and forth between an A6 and then my Hobonichi Weeks and very shortly to be my Erin Condren as well, it really is nice to have the options of different sizes dependent on what I'm using to plan in. So this plan with me, unfortunately, I was a little bit scatterbrained. I flipping back and forth, and I had a friend over who we were chatting while we were doing this, so I was a tad bit distracted. I apologize. I'm just going to flip through back and forth a few times, and we may revisit some days. The autumn, what does that sticker say? The one on the left-hand page was also from the Agenda 52 book. So now I've decided that even though I know that the whiteout stands out in and of itself, that it was going to look better to go ahead and white out the majority of the ghosting and the bleed through on that page and use this beautiful sticker that says falling leaves and use that to distract from the tonal differences between the white on the page and the actual whiteout itself, beyond which I thought that the colors complemented the artwork fairly nicely. And here I'm going through and just, whiting out the places that bled through. I did make the mistake, you'll see it on Thursday, when I went to spray the fixative, I had already put down the marker, and the marker, you can see here, bleeds through very strongly. It had gotten wet. So I'm going to go ahead and wipe those out. I thought at first when I did the pencil sketch of this, that surely Thanksgiving would be my favorite day of my spread for this week. However, unfortunately, it ends up not being. I like the cartoon. I thought it was funny. I did find those two critters on Google search, just a Google search, and I combined the two of them. I drew them myself. I didn't trace them, but I just put them together in an image there. But as trying so desperately to cover up all of the issues with drawing on this paper, it gets a bit cluttered. I'm not a big fan of the way that it ends up, but the upside of it all is that, the Thursday, because it is Thanksgiving, I won't have a whole lot going on. I mean, outside of cooking and family time, there's not much else that's going to happen that day. I won't have the time for it. I will be attending my kickboxing class at the crack of dawn on Thursday morning. They are going to have a class on Thanksgiving early in the morning, which I'm actually kind of thankful for, because I think that the workout that morning will help me to get through the rest of the day a little bit more relaxed. I started working out again outside of for my own health, like physical health, but it also helps me when my stress level is very high and my anxiety level is very high. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll notice that I talked a little bit about that just today, and today being Wednesday, the 20th. But yeah, I don't know. It helps. It helps a lot. So I'm just going through and trying to mark that. This whole process with this sticker became rather frustrating. Oh, I'm so sorry. I don't know why I keep yawning. Anyway, so I wanted to initially lay down a little banner with an exclamation point on it because I thought it would be cute. I like the colors together. And then I looked at it. I was like, nah, it's a bit drab. I don't like that. So I, go back and forth messing with it. I'm going to go through my sticker stash of my character stickers to see if there's any stickers that I can find that are appropriately sized and shaped to fit on the end of that flag that I had been using. And it's going to turn into a complete mess. Spoiler alert, I wrote down the wrong time on the flag in the first place, and I don't realize it until after I've made my decision and put everything down. Luckily, it is salvageable. There were no stickers harmed in the process of this, with the exception of the flag. So now I'm going through looking at my Coffee Monsters Co. stuff, and I do look at some little things, Mimi kicking a table, which I find hilarious for all kinds of reasons, but she was just not appropriately shaped in order to work with the placement of everything. So I'm going to actually end up using one of the ninjas from the Coffee Monsters Co. Ninja Fingers sheet, and I had purchased those specifically for Black Friday. I'm just going to snip off the verbiage off of the bottom of the sticker and just use the little ninja on top. Not that kickboxing and ninjutsu have anything in common per se, but I thought it was cute, so I did it. Yeah, so I'm going to stick it there and be like, oh, good, I finally found something that I'm halfway happy with. And then I'm going to go and start putting in more information about kickboxing and realize that I had inadvertently written down the wrong time. I went ahead and added a pumpkin. It's a bit off screen there. I apologize. At the bottom, just to eat up some of the weird, awkward space. And now I'm adding another flag from the agenda book that just says dinner time. And I'm going to take a sticker from Sprouted Paper Co. and trim off, I believe it's a burger and a fountain drink, because I thought it was really cute. It's two little Sprouties with overly extended bellies, and underneath it says food coma. So I'm just going to snip off the fast food and use that underneath of the dinner time sticker, because I full well expect to feel that way once everything's said and done. Honestly, by the time everything's said and done, I'm so tired that I don't know. And when you're cooking it all day and you smell it all day, it just takes some of the joy out of sitting down and eating it. Are you guys like that? Like when you cook your own meal after doing it for so long and smelling everything, by the time you sit down, it's just not as good as you thought it was going to be. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Anyway, so I'm going to jot in there that it's at 4 p.m. So at our place at 4 p.m., we'll have everybody over. We'll all eat, hang out for a while. And then I will be going over to my best friend's house with her and her family, my family, as she calls it, and hang out with them. This is where I decided to use Mimi from Some Little Things for kickboxing. And this is about the time, if I'm not mistaken, that I realized that I had written down the wrong time. So I'm going to check last week and confirm that it is in fact, I switched the days. One of them starts at 5:30 and the other starts at 5:45. So I'm going to remedy that by replacing the flag sticker. And luckily, my little emoji, ninja emoji, was salvageable. He did not get harmed in the process. As said before, those stickers were harmed. All right, so now when I'm looking at it, I noticed that it was just kind of an awkward spaced gap between the two flags. And given that I'd lifted it so many times, I didn't want to risk it and finally just rip the paper. So I do have a family time character sticker from Happy Daya that actually is going to fit fairly nicely in that space. I wish it was just a little bit more space for it, but it's okay. I mean, it was one of those things where at that point everything was just so crowded that it was just not worth fussing over any longer or potentially risking the paper. And I will also be writing in a reminder just to head over to my friend's house that evening. Her uncle, who I love dearly, and am close to as well, is visiting from Brighton, England. So I want to make sure that I take the time to go over and say hello to everybody. I got to go out with them last night, but I don't know. I try to see him as much as I am able while he's in town. And his partner. I love them both. And this is where I'm going to go and fix the time there. So as you can kind of see there on Wednesday, you could see that how the fixative that I sprayed made the colored pencil oddly ghost through the page. It's very strange. I've never used a fixative like that on colored pencil before. That fixative actually I don't think is meant for colored pencil, but it was kind of one of those things where it's like, okay, look, I could either try to tip in a whole bunch of vellum in between the pages, or we could try this fixative that I already had. And worst case scenario is that it ruined the pages and I start over, which, you know, since I print them all out, it's not really that big of a deal. So here I couldn't decide what to do about how I wanted to do the kickboxing class for Monday. So I just said, forget it. I'm going to go ahead and just handwrite it in. And that's what I did. And it worked out just fine. I can read it. That's all that really matters. Yeah, this plan with me, honestly, there's not a whole lot to it. It does take quite a bit longer. I think in large part because I didn't pre-plan like I normally do, because this week really didn't have any like appointments or anything coming up. So I already knew that. It was just a matter of just writing in the normal stuff. Well, what I didn't think of, because what I usually do as part of my pre-planning ritual is I go through and kind of figure out which stickers I want to use. Well, I didn't do that in this case. I got done with the artwork and decided to go ahead and move into the planning portion of it. Like, what you can't see off camera is that my desk is completely full. I have not put my colored pencils away. Why would I do that? That would make sense, right? To give myself more room. But I did not put them away. They are still surrounding me amongst a whole bunch of sticker albums at this point. I was getting a little bit frustrated with myself. I did consider stopping it and just saying forget it and stop it and clean everything up, but I was so close to being done that I just kept on. I'm pulling a sticker from a Mambi sticker book, a Happy Planner sticker book that just says workout goal. I'm just using it to mark in kickboxing. I didn't really have anything else to write it on, and really felt like I wanted a box. So did you guys like the art side of things? Is that something you want to see more of? Because if it is something that you're interested in, comment below and let me know. I will definitely do a little bit more research into papers and what will work in my printer and not work in my printer, and go ahead and just start printing my inserts on art-friendly paper. Maybe even some that's mixed media if I can figure out how to do that, although that's pretty thick. I don't know, I'll have to check on that. If anything else, I can always just, tip it in or adhere it to the page as well, like do something off of the page itself and then just bring it in, like if I want to do watercolor or something along those lines. I will be doing a watercolor and pen plan in my Hobonichi weeks for the same week. For the very first spread in my new 2020 Hobonichi will be by hand. I have not completely decided, but I may stick with the fall leaves theme. I will just have to see. So here I'm just going through and making sure that I've got everything where I want it. I did go ahead and put in stickers from the Coffee Monsters Co. to notate Black Friday. I've got to sit down and figure out what shops I'm going to be going to on Black Friday. There are so many shops that I absolutely adore, and I know that my budget is going to be extremely limited, assuming that I have a budget at all. I have no idea what I'm going to do. This will be the first time I've done a Black Friday planner sticker sale stuff. This sticker is from Tipsy Dog Designs. It says it's the freaking weekend. I don't really have much more going on Saturday. I don't even think I added anything else to Saturday. I do know that for Sunday, because it's December 1st, I'm going to pull in a sticker from Tasseled Planner, which unfortunately is closed. And it just says, Hello December. And if you'll notice, the artwork at the bottom is, the idea is that the snowflakes are blowing in as the leaves are leaving. Now, mind you, because of the area of Texas I live in, it may not snow this season, who knows? But it's symbolic of the fact that I always view December as, the month of winter or the start of winter. And I'm just going to go ahead and decorate it a little bit more on Sunday. I'm not sure what I'm looking for here. I think I was debating whether or not I wanted to write down a few of the shops I was thinking of purchasing from, but I didn't want to include any right now because I'm not sure yet, and I have to kind of get in touch with some of the folks and figure out how their sales work to see if it's even feasible for me to do. Case in point, like Fox and Cactus, they're in Australia. I haven't even looked at the time difference. If I wanted to purchase something from them, what the time difference would be for me if I would have to get up in the middle of the night, which I'm not beyond doing, just to let you guys know. I don't mind waking up to buy something cute. I am going through and trying to figure out what else I want to do. I know I had a couple of stickers I wanted to add to Sunday. I have a freebie from the Coffee Monsters Co. You can actually get a whole sheet of these on Helen's website, and it's just a little emoji out in the snow. I thought it's really cute, shoveling snow. And then I'm going to add the other little emoji head there with the scarf up near Hello December, just for cutesies. And on Sundays are my rest days. That means that I do not work out. I'm still mindful of what I eat, but I do not go to the gym. I do not go to kickboxing. It is the day that I allow myself to be physically lazy, as it were. So I'm thinking about, at this point, how I want to mark that in my planner. I may have also, I was also speaking to my friend Danielle, who was visiting. She came in while I was in the middle of planning, and we were chatting. So I'm going to do something, I don't remember who I saw. It was on YouTube somewhere. I'm going to layer flags, which is something new to me. Initially I put down like that mustardy goldenrod color, and then I layer the gold on top. And I realized that I don't really like the gold that close to that coppery rose gold in the washi. At least not that much of it. I don't mind mixing metals a little bit, but that was like in your face. Like, this is obviously a different metal. So to tone that down, I go ahead and I switch the flags and allow the gold to be the backdrop rather than the forefront. And I'm going to add another emoji that says it's a no bra kind of day or something along those lines. To mark that it's my rest day. I'm not doing anything. I'm not going anywhere. I don't want to. I stay at home and I'm a bum. It also happens to be one of my favorite stickers that she has out. And now I'm just going over, looking at each of the days, making sure I'm not missing anything. Like Thursdays, well, Friday and Saturday. Friday I won't do any kickboxing. They do have evening classes. We don't have morning classes. And then Saturday I probably won't attend kickboxing. I might go to the gym, but I'll have to wait until the week goes on to see how exhausted I am. I am more introverted than anything else, and it gets really hard for me being super social. It didn't used to be this way. This has developed in the past few years. So it'll just depend on how tired I am by the weekend, how much I need to recharge. I went ahead and added a emoji planning sticker that was from a freebie. You can, again, get this on a full sheet in her shop at the Coffee Monsters Co. And I'm going to be using some foiled script for film and edit from Sticky Sloth Designs to mark that I need to go ahead and film my plan with me and edit it that day. Because it's going to be a busy week, it's already putting me off a day of my normal filming and editing schedule. Obviously, this week I got a head start since it's only Wednesday, but in part I did that because I knew that I was going to be doing the art side of things and wanted to make sure I had time to edit it properly since it was my first time doing a speed drawing. And here I just added a flag from the Agenda 52 book, and I'm going to use the upload sticker from Sticky Sloth Designs. And I somewhat regret this, mainly because, not for any other reason, I like both of the stickers, but the upload sticker is actually rather large for that flag. But I'll go ahead and leave it. It wasn't, like, I looked at it, I thought about it, it just wasn't worth the effort. I was like, oh, it'll be fine. And here I'm just trying to clean up some more of the smudges, get things figured out. So now I'm just trying to review if there's anything that I'd forgotten that I need to add to this week. As I said in the beginning, it's pretty scatterbrained. I do finally realize that one of the most important parts of hosting any kind of an event in your home is that I did not make mention anywhere in the days leading up to said event that I needed to clean. And I finally think about that and I go back through and I look at it, and beyond which I didn't even consider the fact that I'll probably need to run to the grocery store a couple of days in advance to make sure I pick up anything that I need that may have been forgotten on a previous trip. So now I'm going to go through and pull out some stickers from Paper Kumiko and add them, like the groceries trip, and then I'm going to also add some of their cleaning time stickers and scripts. So on Monday I add a grocery trip sticker, and then on Tuesday and Wednesday I do add the cleaning characters and the scripts. So I can't believe that I forgot that. I mean, obviously I'm sure I would not have at the beginning of the week because I knew it was coming up, but that's a pretty big chunk of time that is going to eat up both of those days to get everything where I want it before everybody comes over. So now I'm just going to go through, and after I get these guys laid down and kind of, add a few odds and ends here and there, just some extra deco. Nothing super exciting. Oh, one of the things I wanted to ask you guys. So outside of doing the plan with me, would you be interested in seeing some more speed drawings and or paintings? And if so, I could do them in a 4x6 or probably a 4x6 size, maybe a 5x7 size, and maybe even do giveaways with them or just send them out as happy mail randomly. What would you guys think of something like that? Would that be of interest to you? Do you enjoy watching speed drawings and paintings? I realize that they wouldn't necessarily be planner related in this way all the time, but I would try to make it so that they accommodated regular planner sizes. Let me know what you think about that, if it would be something you're interested in, and from some kind of a hand-drawn or painted journaling card, if you will. And let me know below. But I'm almost finished with this here. I am going to go through, and I remembered looking at the pile of leaves that I had drawn that I actually had a little emoji, fall emoji, that he is playing in leaves. And of course, I put that one down, and then I noticed I had a larger version. So I got the larger version out, and I thought that was really cute. But yeah, so that's really about it, guys. I'm going to go ahead and pass you over to Past Jess. I hope that you enjoyed this plan with me. Let me know what you think about this format, and I look forward to getting to know you. If you're interested, go ahead and look me up at Nerdy Jess Plans on Instagram. You can see any updates and how these actual pages end up being filled out, what they look like when they're finished. I update regularly, and just feel free to say hi, drop a note. If you have an idea, if you have any kind of criticism or critique that, would be beneficial for me, let me know. I appreciate it. I am totally okay with constructive criticism, and I am brand new to this YouTube thing. I've only been doing it for about a month and a half. Have a great day, guys. Thanks for planning with me. Thanks, future Jess. Let me go ahead and show you what it looks like in my TN. So as you may have noticed while I was actually doing this, the color did transfer. I'm sure I talked about this a little bit in the voiceover that has yet to be made. I'm speaking about a future that is yet to happen. In any case, I did end up, as you saw, using some fixative. The pages are a bit dirty, things like that. I learned a lot doing it this way. I have no problems doing artwork for my foundational stuff in future spreads, but it's going to be a little bit of a learning curve. I'm going to have to play with paper and things like that. But I really did enjoy it. I like it okay. I mean, it's new, so I like it. It's all right. I'm not super excited about it. I think I would have been more excited about it if I had managed to keep everything neat and crisp outside of where I was coloring. When things get messy like that, it really irritates me. Like when I actually go to do a piece, I'm very careful about it, and I need to be more careful about that in the future if I'm going to do this again. And that's it, guys. This concludes my November insert from Annie Plans Printable from the Coffee Monster Co.'s birthday bundle. I believe it's still available on her site. I will be using this insert for December again. I've just got to print it out and cut it out and staple it together. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I know this was a long one. I tried to speed it up as much as possible without losing anything. If you liked it and are interested in seeing some speed drawings or paintings, maybe that aren't necessarily attached to a plan with me, leave me a comment below and let me know. I've been thinking about doing something like that already, and maybe doing a giveaway with whatever the finished product is. Send it to someone. It can be a dashboard or whatever they want to use it for, throw it in the trash, whatever. But in any case, happy planning, happy holidays, peace.